Hello friends and welcome to Innovative Games channel. Friends, today I am going to show you an fabulous, amazing and a beautiful and amazing chess game played by the greatest attacking chess player Mikhail Tal. Friends, this game was played between Mikhail Tal and Alexander Koblents, and this was a training game, and Alexander Koblents used to be Mikhail Tal's trainer. So it was a very intense battle between both of these beautiful chess players. So friends, now without wasting any time, we will start and we will just watch the game. But friends, before we start off, be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications on so that you will not miss any of our videos. So friends, now let us start. So Mikhail Tal was playing as white and Alexander Koblents was playing as black. Mikhail Tal started the game with e4, c5, knight to f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4. We have knight to f6, knight to c3, a6, bishop to g5, e6, and now f4. Friends, by playing the move f4, Mikhail Tal's intentions are clear. He wants to play e5 and then pawn to f5, and then he will look forward to bring his queen to the f3 square and to attack and burst open the king side. Now we have bishop to e7, queen to f3, keeping an eye on this long diagonal. We have queen to c7, long castles by Mikhail Tal. Knight b to d7, Alexander Koblents just develops his pieces out. We have bishop to e2. Now we have h6, and now bishop retreats to the h4 square. We have b5, and over here there is only one best move for white in those days, and it was the move pawn to e5, and the pawn not only attacks the knight but it also attacks the rook. So there is only one move now to defend both of the threats, and it's the move of bishop to b7, and now the g pawn is pinned to the rook and the queen is also under attack. But friends, can you guess the amazing, fabulous and marvelous move which the greatest attacking chess player Mikhail Tal did? Friends, he did the most famous thing for which he is famous. He gave an sacrifice, and he didn't give a sacrifice of a knight, pawn, bishop, king, rook or any pawn, but he gave a sacrifice of a queen. And over here you can't guess the move which Tal played. I know you can't guess the move, but Tal played e takes on f6. What a beautiful and amazing queen sacrifice by Mikhail Tal. And over here you are forced to take the queen on the f3 square, or else your pawn is under attack, your bishop is under attack. Now this bishop is pinned to the rook and you are in trouble. So Alexander Koblents took the queen. We have bishop takes on f3. Now the rook on the 8th square is attacked. We have pawn to d5 blocking out the attack. Knight takes on e6. Pawn takes on e6. Bishop to h5. We have pawn to g6, the only way to stop the check, and pawn to g6 was a good move by Alexander Koblents, and he thought that playing pawn to g6 would be a good move, which was a good move. He thought that it would be a good move because the g7 square would have been freed up for the king to escape from. So Mikhail Tal continued with bishop takes on g6 with a check, king to f8, and Mikhail Tal's two bishops and one pawn kept rampaging until this move. And after knight to f6 we have rook h to e1, and now Mikhail Tal is planning to capture the pawn on the e6 square, bring the rook on the e1 square, and to bring some more forces on the e5. b4, rook takes on e6, another piece sacrificed by Mikhail Tal, and this game should be called like the game of the greatest attacker because Mikhail Tal showed a beautiful calculating skills in this game, and he gave up another knight. We have pawn takes c3, and now pawn to f5. Friends, what can we play more over here? Over here, pawn takes pawn could have been a better option, but it is followed by king to b1, and the b2 pawn acts like an extra shelter for the white king. Okay, now we have after f5 we have queen to b7. Now pawn to b3. It was very necessary to play it because the b2 square was under attack by both of the pieces. Now we have b3, queen to d7, and now bishop comes to e5. Friends, over here the position, I don't know what has happened to the position and to the game which was completely in the favor of black, and now it is completely favor in Mikhail Tal. And over here the engine is also showing plus 2.65 advantage for white, which is a huge advantage unless Mikhail Tal blunders his big piece. And over here it pretends out that you can't defend the f6 knight because of there are two attacks and there will be only one defender. And now over here Alexander Koblents is forced to give his queen by queen takes on e6, and now f takes on e6. Friends, you know what the game it is. Before like some 15 to 16 moves, over here at this move Mikhail Tal had sacrificed his queen, and on the same move after 16 to 15 moves again black is needed to sacrifice his own queen. And friends, this shows that how beautifully Mikhail Tal used to calculate those days. And yes, I can't explain the complexity of this game in some few words, and I will say that only you should watch the game. Now we have king takes on g6, rook to f1, and Mikhail Tal is bringing all of his pieces into the attack, and now his pieces are fully functional. The f6 knight is again an target for Mikhail Tal. We have knight to h7, and friends, look, now we have bishop takes rook, and now rook takes bishop. And friends, look at this, just a position. We will just count the material over here. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4 pawns for black, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns for white. And white has given up only 1 pawn, and on the other hand black has given 4 pawns. And if we count the materials, we have a rook, and even white has a rook, but black has an extra knight, but it doesn't count up in the material because the material is clearly equal over here because of white's huge pawns, and the e7 and e6 pawns are just passers. So yes, white can win this game. Friends, now comes the amazing move which sealed the game for Mikhail Tal, and I know that again most of you can't guess this move only if you have seen this game. And yes friends, I request all of you to pause the video over here and think about the move which Mikhail Tal played. So kudos if you have found the move. Rook comes to f8, and what a beautiful move it is. It blocks the e8 square from the control of the h8 rook, and now the pawn can get promoted to a queen or a knight or any other piece in only one move. The rook can't be taken by the knight because of pawn to e8 queen, and Mikhail Tal would be winning the game with a great advantage. As after king to g6 we have e7, and I can't explain the game any further. Mikhail Tal would have simply won the game. And the rook can't be taken by the rook as well because of pawn takes with a queen. Knight takes, we have pawn to e7, and now the pawn on the e7 square literally can't be stopped from becoming a queen if you don't play king to f7. Now the knight is under attack and the pawn is also under attack, so we have pawn takes knight with a queen, king takes queen, king to d1, and after king to d1 Alexander Koblents resigned the game over here because he understood that his pawns couldn't withstand the force of the king which would come after the following moves. King to d1, then we have king to e7, and after the following moves Mikhail Tal would have won the game because of clear pawn majority on the queen side and as well as on the king side. So yes friends, this was this amazing game, and I hope that you have enjoyed this game. So friends, I would ask all of you to subscribe to the channel if you have enjoyed the game, because it means a lot to me if you subscribe, and if we reach 200 subscribers, then hopefully I can do a face reveal in one of my videos. Actually, I have done a face reveal, but that's only for like 1 to 3 minutes. But if we get 1000 or 200 subscribers, I will do a face reveal for a whole video. So this is the challenge for you guys. Please help us reach 1000 subscribers. And yes friends, if you have enjoyed the video and learned something from today's video, then be sure to give this video a like and also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for latest updates. Thank you for watching, and we will meet in another interesting, informational and educational chess video.